This video is going to be a decoder. I've done these kinds of videos in the past where I would decode certain song lyrics and give you what the meaning may be behind. But this one's going to be slightly different. This video is going to be different compared to those ones because there is this one song where there is a lot of room for interpretation. And not only that, the interpretation, I would say, depends on the individual. And this song is called Mary on a Cross by Ghost. Now, Ghost is a band that has, you know, like any band, they're an act. They do an act to bring people in. Of course, love them, hate them, don't listen to them, listen to them. It's entirely up to your choice. Like any band, like any singer, like any song that is out there. The one that is listening to the song has the ability to choose to follow this band, not follow the band, listen to the song, not listen to the song. Is entirely up to the individual. And the meaning behind this song that I am decoding, Mary on a Cross, like I said, there is a lot of room for interpretation, and it all depends on the individual that is listening to it. Some people say it's blasphemic. Other people say that it's something about something inappropriate. Others are saying it has something to do more along with lust. Me personally, I think he is actually talking about a girl, that he is serenading a girl named Mariana Cross. So Mariana, which is the full name of Mary. So like, for example, Gabe is short for Gabriel. Abby is short for Abigail. We have Tony is short for Anthony. Joe is short for Joseph. There's a lot of, you know, like Matt is short for Matthew. So Mariana is short for Mary. And Mariana goes Mary on a cross, Mariana Cross. So the girl's name, to me, I feel like the title is a pronunciation. You know, when you split up the word out, how to pronounce it correctly, that's what it looks like. That's what it sounds like too. So Mary on a Cross, Mary on a Cross. So Mary on a Cross. So it's like, that's the name. It looks like the name of the song is actually the name of the girl. Mary on a Cross. Mariana, which Mary is short for Mariana. So that's why I think it's about a girl. Like I said, everyone has their own interpretation of the song. Me, I feel like he is talking to a girl. So it gets to the chorus part, and like I said, there's a lot of room for interpretation. I don't think it's blasphemic. You know, I've listened to this song many times. I've dissected this song so many different times. I don't see anything blasphemic. Mary is such a common name. You know, so I'm not going to go into too detail about the religious aspects of it. I think we all know what they're talking about, why people feel it's blasphemic. So, like I said, Mary is such a, you know, common name. You know, it's biblical, it's not biblical. Like I said, it's such a common name. There's so many names that have been used so many different times. It's pretty much common. You know, Peter, Matthew, Alex, you know, like Alex is short for Alexander or Alexandra, depending on, you know, who was named. There's so many different names out there that have been used so many different times by so many different people. It's quite common. So like I said, I don't see anything blasphemic of it. And that's, again, I am an individual. As an individual, as me, I don't see anything blasphemic of it. I don't see anything inappropriate. More like anything to get hopped up on, or, you know, what typically people go for. You know, they go after this girl or guy because they want to give them the time. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to know what I'm pointing to. But like I said, I can understand why people are more leaning towards these guys. The religious part, I don't know. Again, everyone has their own interpretation of stuff. Every individual has their own meaning for it. Like I said, I don't see anything blasphemic of it. And I don't see anything having anything to do with getting hopped up on stuff or under the influence of stuff, or possibly having that time. I think he's serenading this girl because he wants to have this girl. So there's this lyric. Let me actually pull up the music. Not music, but the lyrics. And like I said, everyone has their own meaning. Like I said, I'm just showing you why I think why he's serenading the girl. So I'm just going to get to the chorus part. So it says, you go down like Holy Mary, Mariana, Mariana Cross. Not just another Bloody Mary, Mariana, Mariana Cross. Now, like a lot of songs out there have used a lot of references towards religion, towards a lot of, references between what's going on in the world, people, things like that. I feel like he's comparing her to Holy Mary because Holy Mary is very virtuous. Like I said, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know who Mary was. Everyone knows who she is. So I think he's saying that she is you're like, Holy Mary, virtuous, you're calm, kind of like the goody two shoes kind of girl. So it was like, you go down in history like how she did. And then goes down to not just another Bloody Mary. Now, with this line, it goes either way for me. Because like I said, it goes both ways. So the thing about it is Bloody Mary, and I can understand why some people truly believe it's more on the getting hopped up on stuff. Why? Because Bloody Marys, there's actually two versions of Bloody Marys. There is the non-alcoholic version and there's the alcoholic version. Usually Bloody Marys are like used for a hangover cure. I have heard that. And then there's the alcoholic version where, it's typically you get this at bars. That's all. So some people believe it's that because not just another Bloody Mary, like you're not just like another drink that I can like a drink I could get hopped up on. No, this isn't like that. Hence not just another Bloody Mary. Now there is another room, and this is what I'm going more towards. Bloody Mary is a nickname towards the Mary the First, Henry Tudor's. I mean, you all know the king. We all know about, Henry Tudor. Henry Tudor was the King of England. And he was known to have 6 wives. 2 of which were put to death for reasons that he says. I mean, he's the king. He could say whatever he wants. And those who go against him will meet the same fate. So his first wife, Catherine of Aragon, she died by sickness. She got sick and she died. His second wife, he had executed because she could not bear him. The real reason is because she could not bear him a son, which she bared Elizabeth, who became the greatest queen known for the Golden Age, to give on the Golden Age. Some people say that Elizabeth was Anne Boleyn's revenge. And his third wife died in childbirth. She was the only one to bear him a son. The fourth wife he sent away because he thought she was ugly. The ugly princess, he dubbed her. So he divorced her. His fifth wife, believe it or not, was, I think she was 19 and happened to be the cousin of Anne Boleyn's. He put her to death because there was speculation that she was messing around. And not made a fool of, he put her to death. His sixth and final wife, I believe she at first was arrested for treason. And then when all those allegations were dropped, she was still married to the king, and then King Henry died. And thus, so forth. But anywho, Mary, like I said, is the daughter of King Henry Tudor. She was his firstborn. Now, when Bloody Mary was queen for a little bit, she did what Catherine of Aragon, Catherine's mother in Spain, with the Spanish Inquisition, which Catherine had ordered the deaths of those of the Muslim people, because she thought that they were a threat to the Catholic faith. Mary took a page from Catherine's book and did the same thing, but went after the Protestants who thought that they were against the Catholic faith, because she believed the Catholic faith was the truth faith, and therefore was responsible for the deaths of 300 Protestants, earning her the nickname Bloody Mary. That's the only reason why. I feel like he's saying that not just another Bloody Mary. So, kind of like, yes, your father is not exactly a good person, but you're sure as heck not like, Mary, King Henry's daughter. You're not that. You're virtuous. You don't do that, and so forth. So obviously he's talking about Mary. You're just as virtuous as Holy Mary. You're not just another Bloody Mary. So that line could be, hey, you're not someone I can just get drunk off of and call it a day. No. I'm going more of he's telling her, you're not like your dad. You're not bloodthirsty. You're not trying to do this. You're virtuous and things like that. So there's that. Also, if you choose to run away with me, I will tickle you internally. Now, when I thought eternally. Internally is like, some people say, oh, it's kind of leaning towards this. Again, you don't have to be a rocket science to know what I mean. But I feel internally because it's like the butterflies. When you're in love with someone, or like, oh my God, you're infatuated. Your heart pumps faster. You got butterflies in your stomach. So that's what I think he's saying. If you choose to run away with me, I will tickle you eternally. I will make sure that you continue to have those butterflies in your stomach, your heart's pounding, that you will always fall in love with me, things like that. And I see nothing wrong with that. Typical boy in love with a girl, guy meets girl, he falls in love with her, things like that. And so it goes down to the next down. So there's another part of the chorus, you go down just like Holy Mary. Like I said, you're just as virtuous as her, you're, beautiful and things like that. Your beauty never ever scared me. Mariana, Mariana, your beauty never ever scared me. Now, this line for me, I feel goes either way. Especially when it says, your beauty never ever scared me. So this girl might be the most beautiful thing in all the land or the town, and everyone knows it. And people, people are jealous. There are a lot of people out there, guys, girls, whomever, whomever anyone is, can be jealous of someone because it could be their looks. It could be, how they have everything on a silver platter, how they're smart, how they're able to do certain stuff. I know that I get jealous too. Jealousy is a normal, very normal emotion. Now, how we go about it with our actions is a total different story. There's nothing wrong with being jealous, you know. Now, if you're going to be an asshole about it, then it's wrong. But if you're just like, okay, well, maybe I should do better and be better, then that's a different story, because you yourself are striving. Just make sure you're not making a competition with this person who hasn't really done anything to you. You know? Remind yourself of that. So, it's either because, you know, she's very beautiful and things like that. And she feels like because she's beautiful, she's intimidating to those people, and she kind of feels like she won't have anyone. You know? So, you know, he doesn't see that because your beauty never scared me. I don't find you intimidating. I find you beautiful. Your beauty never scared me. It doesn't stop me from wanting you. It's not keeping me from wanting to be with you. Or she could be, or she feels like she's not gorgeous. And people think she's ugly. So because people think she's ugly, you know, a low self-esteem thing, like I'm not beautiful, things like that. He doesn't see it like that. He's calling her ugliness beauty. You know, he's calling her ugliness beautiful. He says, that's your beauty. Your beauty never scared me. So with that, there's room for interpretation for me. Like it could go either way for me. Either she's the most beautiful person in the world. People don't like her for it. She feels that she's intimidating to people and no one will love her. He's saying, no, your beauty doesn't scare me, doesn't intimidate me. I want to be with you. Or people think she's ugly, and because they think she's ugly, she has low self-esteem. She thinks she's ugly too. She'll never be beautiful. And he's not calling her ugly. He doesn't find her ugly. He goes, you call it ugliness. I call it beauty. Your beauty never scared me. So there's that. So after that, Mariana Cross. If you choose to run away from me, I will tickle you eternally. And I see nothing wrong with that. So there you go. Like I said, it all depends on... To me, I feel like this is a love letter. He's writing her a love letter. I don't see anything blasphemic. I have heard a lot of songs that do a lot of references towards people. Or use people's names in the middle of it. I mean, you got Pitbull using Lindsay Lohan's name in when he did a song, he did a collaboration with Naya and Neo in Everything Tonight. I Want Everything Tonight. I think that's the song. And he used Lindsay Lohan's name. He also always says Kodak. Picture me with a Kodak. So he always says references. I've always wondered why he always said Kodak. I know why he says Mr. 305 because he lived in Miami. So he's saying the area code for Miami. Then again, a lot of other people have used area codes from many other places. You know, so, you know, people have, you know, people have done diss tracks or things like that. I mean, there's a lot of references. People have done references to other songs. So I don't see anything blasphemic. I personally don't. I just see them doing a reference towards them or using that as a comparison. Again, everyone has their own idea of what the song means. I'm just letting you know what I think it means, how I feel as an individual, and me hearing upon this song, I have heard it. What I think. So it has a catchy tune. Yeah, I get it. The band is kind of iffy, but then again, to each their own. Everyone has a choice to either listen to them or not listen to them, to follow them or not follow them. I don't think there's anything wrong with, finding out the meaning behind what songs are what. Again, everyone has their own interpretation of the song. Everyone has their own individual choice. I feel like he is writing a love letter to this girl who happens to be named Mariana Cross. Mariana Cross, that's her name, and he just Mariana Cross, as if pronouncing it. That's how I say. I feel like he's pronouncing it rather than saying, something blasphemous. But again, like I said, if people feel like it's a blasphemic meaning behind it, that's them. If people feel like it's about, just getting under the influence, having a good time and being under the influence stuff, getting hopped up on stuff. That's their interpretation. If other people feel like it's a typical guy meets girl, guy falls in love with the girl and tries to woo her just to get the time with her, okay, fine. I think it's a love letter. He's trying to woo her and get her to run away with him so they can be together. Kind of like Romeo and Juliet, only Romeo and Juliet never really had a chance. Yeah, so that's what I think it is. Yeah, that's what I feel it is. It's a love letter towards a girl who's named Mariana Cross. I've actually said it towards friends, and they said that sounds, yeah, I totally see what you're saying, and yeah, it does sound like an actual name, Mariana Cross. Mary, hence Mary. So there you go. Why, Holy Mary, Bloody Mary, yeah. So yeah, what do you guys think? I mean, like I said, this song, there's a lot of room for interpretation, and it all depends on the individual who is listening to this song. Am I a fan of Ghost? Not exactly. Do I like listening to this song? Yeah, I do. Right? It has a very catchy tune. Would you see me wear a shirt of this band? Not exactly. Have I read what this band is? Yes, I have. And from what I understand, Tobias, I believe that's the frontman, the singer, he says he's just doing this to sort of piss people off, which is exactly what he's doing because people are talking about it. Yeah, obviously, like I said, there's a lot of bands that will do the act just to get people talking left and right. I mean, look at Marilyn Manson, look at all these, like, some people do that stuff just because they want to piss people off and they know it sells and stuff like that. It is a gimmick, but then again, I have my beliefs left and right. So yeah. Yeah, so like I said, I'm not a big fan of them, but I don't listen to them. I really don't care. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a big fan of them because it's not that I don't like them. I don't care. I have my own bands. I have my own taste in music. Like I said, I like the song because it's catchy, and like I said, it sounds like he's doing a love letter. That's just me. We all have our own taste in music. We all have our ways of interpreting certain stuff. That's us. We are individuals, no matter who we are. So yeah, I think it's more of a love letter rather than anything that talks about getting hopped up on stuff, like being under the influence of stuff, trying to get something out of someone, or anything to be anti-religious, blasphemic. I don't know. I feel like I said it's a love letter. He's trying to woo her, wants to run away with her. Typical stuff. That's just me. But yeah, what do you guys think? Because as I said before, I feel it is a love letter. What do you guys think? What's your interpretation? What do you think the meaning's about?